Legal Literacy Series 8. Welcome to my next episode on the Legal Literacy series. And this is one important series which I'm going to discuss about a very important aspect which is gained a little bit of uh, importance in the recent days. After the incident of Uttar Pradesh encounters, as well as custodial killings in Tamil Nadu, now the police stations have become an area where people are now more feared of. But ironically, the police force is created to protect us and maintain law and order. So, therefore, when the police excesses are expected or feared, the knowledge of law comes to your rescue, and the knowledge of law works wonders in protecting your rights, human rights, and other things. So, this Legal Literacy Series 8 is mainly deals with the incident relating to police. So, in today's episode, my discussion is on you and the police station. So, when you're called to the police station, how you're supposed to react to it, and what are your rights when you are called to the police station. So, when we talk about the police station, a person can be called to a police station in three different capacities. Witness is one of the common thing that happens. That is, if you observe something happening around you, and you are expected to be a part of that, expected to give information about it, then you will be called to the police station. The second is as a complainant. When you suffer any act, when you suffer a crime against yourself, then you will be asked to come to police station and give a complaint regarding the same. God forbid, if you are accused of any crime and you are subjected to some kind of investigation, you will be called to the police station. In my today's episode, I am talking about your capacity as a witness. When you are called to a police station as a witness, what are your rights and what are the precautions that you must take? So, first thing, I'm talking about witness in the police station. So what is witness? Witness is a person who has observed a thing, or happening of a thing which qualifies to be a crime, and witness is supposed to give information about it to help administration of justice, catch the accused and punish the accused. So that's the purpose of witness. Basically, he is assisting the police in their investigation. Now, first and foremost thing that you need to understand here is visit to the place of residence of witness is a rule. So, as far as possible, police supposed to conduct the interview of the witness at the residence of the witness rather than calling the witness to the police station. This rule has exceptions. Generally, every rule has exception, and this is nothing different. And the exception here is that if the police feels that he cannot visit to the residence of the witness, then the witness can be called to the police station. Now, here goes the actual procedure, and I suggest you to insist on this procedure. The first and foremost thing is, while visiting the police station, there should be a notice given to the witness. The notice is a document by which you will realize that you are called to a police station, for what purpose, when you are called, what is the date of the interview. All these informations are given in the notice, and most importantly, purpose of visit is also explained in the notice. Now, asking for this notice is very important aspect of your protection of your human rights, because you are creating an evidence that you are called to a police station, and whenever the notice is issued, the police generally are more careful dealing with such a witness who has created a documentary evidence about his visit to the police station. Non-appearance after issuing of notice can attract punishment. Now, a witness received a notice, but he did not appear before the police station or before the investigation officer. That can lead to a kind of punishment, because it's an offense under Indian Penal Code, and the punishment can extend from 1 month to 6 months imprisonment. That's a quite a serious offense, but because once you receive notice, it's our duty to visit the police station and assist the police in resolving the crime. Similarly, there is one set of people who cannot be called to the police station, and if you are falling in this category, please insist on police visiting your home and conducting the interview. So as a witness, women cannot be called to the police station of any age. The woman can never be called to the police station. Please remember, I am talking about in the capacity as a witness. As accused, as a complainant, the rules are different. But as a witness, the woman cannot be called to the police station, and the same exemption extends to mentally and physically disabled persons. The third category of people who cannot be called to the police stations are persons below the age of 15, that is, child of any gender, male or female, below the age of 15, they cannot be called to the police station. The police is duty bound to visit the residence of the child and conduct the interview. And similarly, any person above the age of 65 cannot be called to the police station. Keep these four exemptions in mind, and these people can never be called to the police station. They have to be interviewed at their place of residence. The fifth category person is a person working in a department of essential service. Now, he is a man who is required to provide for the smooth functioning of the society. If such person becomes a witness to a crime and he is expected to appear to the before the police or investigation officer, then the precursor, the earlier role is that they should inform the head of the department to make an alternate arrangement and relieve this employee so that he can come to the police station and depose before the police. So this is how the people are exempted from appearing before the police station. Now, consequence of interview in the police station. Now, so why witness is called to conduct the interview, to get the information? What are the consequences of this visit to the police station? So first, when a witness seems to be an important witness and he has seen actual offense and he has given a very important information, and those information can actually solve the case or convict the accused, then the procedure is very different. And if the witness is not so important, then he can be disposed of immediately and he need not be called. Point to be noted here is witnesses' deposition need not be written down. There is no mandatory rule that the police should write it down. It's basically getting the information for further investigation. But at the same time, it doesn't mean that they cannot write down. They can always take down the deposition of a witness in writing form and preserve it. So what happens here in the witness is important one. Anything told to the police has no value in the court. There cannot be any conviction based upon the statement made before the police in the police station. So therefore, what police do is they execute a bond telling the witness that you have to come with us, meet the magistrate and tell the same thing what you have told us to the magistrate, so that the magistrate take it down in the form of a deponent. So appearance before magistrate would be done through an execution of bond. Now here it is a kind of a force created for a witness so that he appears before the magistrate and doesn't avoid appearance. And these rules need not be followed in case of a not important witness. Then comes the last part of my discussion, the record keeping of investigation. How do you keep the record of the investigation? And that is done through something called as case diary. So in the case diary, it's made into two parts. In the part one, what is covered is the progress of investigation. So where the investigation officer went, whom he met, what kind of evidence he collected, what kind of interviews he conducted. All the information of the conduct of investigation is kept in the part 1, and this part 1 is very important for the purpose of trial. In the court, case diary is produced as an important evidence. Then there is a part 2 to this. Now, this part 2 contains the statements recorded by the police. As I told in the beginning of the presentation, that the writing down the deposition of a witness is not mandatory, but sometimes they do. When they do it, that goes under part 2, and this part 2 is not produced before the court. Even if it is produced, part 2 is not taken into consideration by the court, because court wants the same statement what witness made to the police to be made to the judge. So therefore, statements, interviews in the police station are only for the purpose of investigation, and you please cooperate with the police because it has no consequences as far as conviction is concerned. It only has a consequences in the investigation.